Hello, welcome to the day for Thursday the 14th of September and Friday the 15th of September 2023. In today's Millwall news, this from the Southern News.co.uk. I feel happy here. There was no desperate need to leave. Flemming opens up after summer of transfer rumours linking him away from Millwall. Yes, Flemming has spoken to the Southern News and News at Den, giving an interview about what the hell happened. The Dutchman has made it clear where he stands as he looks to replicate last season's stunning form. Flemming admitted it would have been incredible to get moved to the Premier League, but says he's happy to wait and reach the promised land with Millwall instead. The Dutchman was at the centre of a dogged transfer pursuit by Burnley to try and prize him away from the Den this summer, but the Lions managed to hang on to the 25-year-old after he lit up the Championship in his debut season in England. Flemming proved to be a revelation after signing from Fortuna Sittard in June 2022, registering 15 goals and 3 assists as the Lions came incredibly close to reaching a playoff spot. And he said he's ready to strive for the top 6 again, as he revealed he was never desperate to leave Millwall. Flemming philosophically told our paper, there was that Premier League interest, and if you asked me beforehand, it obviously would be incredible to play in the Premier League, but in the end it did not happen. Making a move is part of the game, and I'm not making a move is part of the game as well. So yeah, it is what it is. I feel happy here. I felt happy here last year, so there was no desperate need to leave, so that helps. If you're at a club where you don't feel happy or whatever, then maybe you really want to force that move. I'm still at Millwall, which maybe some people think that's a negative thing, but for me that's not a negative thing. It would have been an incredible move for me if I'd gone to the Premier League. Now I haven't. I'm at Millwall and we're trying to go to the Premier League together again, which was the plan in the first place anyway. The midfielder adds that the disruption any transfer would have potentially brought to his personal life was just the biggest factor as the football itself. He said, well, as a player it can be quite hard. It is your career, but at the same time it's also your life and the life of your family and your home situation. And every transfer window, but especially when there's an interest of speculation, your life is uncertain because you don't know whether or not you're going to move places again and sort practical things out, like the milkman and the gas. So it has an impact on your life 24/7, where you need to think about what might happen or what's not going to happen, but at the same time, not think about it and just focus on doing the best you can in training. But yeah, it can be difficult, but not particularly in a negative way difficult, but it's something you need to deal with. Uncertainty is probably a good word, and not just uncertainty for your career, but more how much it affects your whole life, because you could be living in another city within the next 2 days, basically. While he remains an integral part of Gary Rowett's team, Flemming has yet to scale the incredible heights from last season in the opening 5 games of this campaign, and said he was not satisfied so far. He said, well, it's not as good as we wanted to start. It's not been terrible either, but I'm not happy yet with how it's going as a team, and for myself, I'm not satisfied. I think I can do better. Obviously, I haven't scored yet, and I prefer to score goals and be important for the team and make us win more games than we've done now. Optimistic Flemming still believes step this season and land a playoff place after only a final day collapse against Blackburn Rovers in May stopped them last time round. He added, we are just working as hard as we can to make that next step, and last year was as close as we've ever been in the past few years. But first we need to get ourselves in a position where you get close and you get in and around there. And then we just want to make that last step into the top 6. That hasn't changed in the last year since I came, and that was the plan since I came as well. We just fell short in the last 45 minutes of last season, but nothing has changed really. So there you go. There you go. It upset him, the uncertainty. Schrodinger's transfer. Am I leaving? Am I staying? I don't know. Do I have to phone up the gas company and get the gas disconnected? And the telephone? Or what? Which is interesting, as you would imagine With the amount of money that they get, they could just keep two houses going on at the same time. But especially if you're in like Premier League, how many teams you got in London where he could use a flat down south, or wherever I don't know where he's living. Is he staying in Canary Wharf or somewhere? I think no. Um, but yeah, you think you got Brentford, Arsenal, Fulham. Um, you've got all these places down south where you have to travel as a Premier League team. So I guess I don't know why that would worry you so much having to move, but there you go. So moving on to this from the South London Press, LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Ryan Longman, they've spoken to the new guy. Who is he? I don't know. He's barely played for us. That's the thing with transfer deadline day being the day before the game. They literally signed the guy on the last day of the transfer window. He's gone into the team the next day, and everyone's like, literally like, who's this? It's like when people turn up at the first game of the season, not having kept up with anything. They literally don't know who anyone is. Now we're literally all like that. Like, who is this guy? Well, let's find out. Hull City's Ryan Longman was a lone hit at Wimbledon. Now he intends to repeat feat back in South London at Millwall. Ryan Longman has already had big loan success at one South London club. Now he's looking to repeat that impact with Millwall. Longman's first taste of senior football came when he first joined AFC Wimbledon at the start of 2020-21 season on a year-long loan stint from Brighton. He notched 9 goals and picked up 4 assists in 52 appearances during his time at Plough Lane under Don's boss Glyn Hodges and then his successor Mark Robinson. I've got all the time in the world for Glyn, Longman told the South London Press. He created my career in some sense. He gave me the opportunity to go and perform in League One. He took a chance on a young 19-year-old who had not really played men's football. I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. You just have to go and do it as a youngster. You have to realise that this is your career now and you're fighting for and to keep your shirt. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 34. There are only 11 men on the pitch, so you need to go out and become one of those. Glyn, he gave me a platform to go and express myself. He unfortunately got the sack, but Mark stepped in and he was unbelievable to play under. He was a really good coach. I've still got a few Wimbledon fans who contact me now to wish me all the best, even when I got the move to Millwall. They were brilliant to me, even though I never got to play in front of them due to COVID and stuff. They were unbelievable. The 22-year-old completed a transfer deadline day switch from Championship rivals Hull City to Millwall, penning a season-long loan deal at the Den. When asked if he was looking to replicate his Wimbledon form for his new side, Longman said, "Oh, 100%. I want to be scoring goals and getting assists. If I can reach double figures, that's the aim." Millwall have been in and around that playoff area for a few years now. I want to help them get into the top 6. The club is ready for it. They've been unlucky in recent years. Getting an opportunity at the playoffs would be unbelievable, considering that 3 years ago I was playing in League One. It's crazy how the roller coaster carries on, and you don't know where it will take you. Hull City boss Liam Rossinia cleared Longman to visit Turkish Super League side Faith Karagümrük when weighing up his exit options. Oh, they were quite interested, and Hull have good connections with Turkey because of their owners, said Longman. I went out there and I had a look at it, but at the time I didn't feel like it was the right thing for me and my girlfriend and my dog as well. I didn't want to leave him out there. It put some thoughts in me head abroad, but when Millwall came up, it was a no-brainer. I spoke with George Honeyman as soon as I found out Millwall were interested. He told me how unbelievable it is down here. It was even more incentive to get the deal done. It was a great opportunity, and I'm back home down south now. I'm happy it's happened. I needed to get some minutes. I wanted to be in the championship, and I want to come and prove myself. Minutes are the most important thing. If you're not playing, you're not getting any better. For me, that's the key thing that I've been brought up on. You need to be playing. Throughout my career, wherever it takes me, I want to be the best player I can possibly be. Longman at 22 has already recorded more than 100 appearances at senior level thanks to his Wimbledon loan stint and the 2 seasons spent at the MKM Stadium, which is the home of Hull City. "It's not too bad, is it?" said Longman. "It's crazy. If you'd have spoken to me at Wimbledon and told me that I would have had 100 league appearances at 22. It would have been unbelievable. I'm grateful for all the managers I played under who've given me opportunity to express myself. I still feel quite young, but I've been in and around the senior setup for a while now, so I have more confidence in myself and how I come across. Longman, who has predominantly played anywhere across the front three during his career, made his Lions debut as a late substitute in a 1-1 draw at Birmingham, coming on as a wing-back in place of Murray Wallace. I can fit into a few slots in the Millwall side, he said. I did a stint at Hull at left wing-back where I played really well. There are multiple positions in the Millwall side where I can really see myself causing problems for other teams. There are so many injuries and games in the Championship, so being a versatile player is important. When you sign someone like myself, I like to think that you're signing someone who can play in three positions. Great. Fantastic. Yeah. Sounds good. But if you don't know where your best position is, are you really a football player? Like, if you're not of the mindset you're saying, oh, I prefer playing here, even if the other manager wants you to play somewhere else, like you should really know by now. No, if, like he says, he's played 100 league appearances, and he's still like, oh, I can play here, I can play there, I can play here or there. Okay, well, how do we get the best out of you? Which position? Pick one and home that. Moving on to this, also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Talking about the Leeds game. I'm not going to do the Leeds game preview in this video. I'm going to do it in tomorrow's video because obviously it's Sunday morning kickoff. But there is some stuff up about the Leeds game. To win. Millwall manager Gary Rowett has been asked about some Championship sides operating a low block against Leeds United. The two clubs go head-to-head at the Den on Sunday in the early lunchtime kickoff. Leeds drew 0-0 against Sheffield Wednesday before the international break and were able to break down opponents who sat deep. There have been a suggestion from Yorkshire media that Championship clubs are employing a tactic to stodge up their defensive third, make it difficult for Daniel Farker's team to cut through. Asked about a low block approach, Rowett told the South London Press, "Oh, it's because they've got really talented mobile forward players who are excellent 1v1. Most teams will think they can't allow them space because they're good players. If you allow space, then they're going to hurt you. So you reduce the space, and that's why most teams will maybe sit in a little bit. You'll get teams against us who say they have to deal with the ball in the final third or deal with the pressure and set pieces. It's no different. Sometimes people say it as though a team shouldn't have a low block against a team like Leeds. The reality is you play however you want. It's about the result. I'm sure there will be areas of concern against certain styles, just like we'll have areas of concern about certain styles, and that's just a challenge that football brings. We're in the same. If a team does one thing to stop us, then we have to find a different way of playing, and that's what good teams do. They find different solutions to win games. I'm only talking about the comment in general, not specifically with it. Yeah, don't give your game plan away, Gary. So I'm guessing that he sounds like he's not going to do the low block. Because why would he do that? Because it actually works. So you know what I mean. Yes, not really what people do now. People, they don't defend space. They don't defend the ball. That's something that I have to stop being fucking stupid. And here we go. Thank fuck for that. Gary Rowett wants Mill to harness atmosphere against Leeds as he backs squad players to replace injured stars. So obviously these two stories, the one I just brought you in this one, are taken from the press conference, if you call it that Gary Rowett gives before games. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Gary Rowett wants Mill to harness atmosphere against Leeds as he backs squad players to replace injured stars. Hutchison and Sarkic will both be missing on Sunday. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Gary Rowett has challenged his Millwall players to harness the powerful atmosphere at the Den. They hope overcome Leeds United. It is set to be a lively encounter in the stands between two fan bases that have history. Will almost certainly turn up the volume in South East London on Sunday. Asked if he thought the atmosphere could be a factor, Rowett said, "Yeah, but I think the Leeds fans are also a big factor for their team. The combination of Leeds and Millwall. I think it'll be a great atmosphere. There's always a bit of a rivalry there, isn't there? If we can get on top in the game and we can create that little bit of momentum and an atmosphere like that with a full crowd at the Den, it's always a powerful thing. And what we've got to do is we've got to use that It's only a good thing if we perform well and play a little bit like we did against Stoke and use that initiative and atmosphere. And that'll be something that we try to do, but unfortunately in football, you have another team that are trying to negate what you're trying to do. Daniel Farker is a manager I've come across a lot of times. He's a really good guy. He's a very good manager. They'll be looking to get their season on track as well. The match comes as Mill deal with a sudden spate of injuries and will leave Rowett needing to make changes to his team. Matija Sarkic, Sean Hutchinson, Joe Bryan and George Honeyman are all dealing with fitness issues at the moment, while Casper Denor has only recently returned after a back problem. The absence of some first teams out, whichever 11 players get the shirt, it's their responsibility out there and perform to win the game. And we know it'll be a tough game. Indeed. How tough, we do not know. But with Bart in goal, now very worrying because obviously the result against Reading and Bart's performance in that game. Can he step up? Can he shrug that off? Can he show us glimpses of what he was in the past? Just to get us through the season. I don't know. It's very worrying now, isn't it? Very worrying. Talking to the Leeds game, like I said, I'm not doing a preview, but I'm talking bits and pieces about it. Obviously, the game is on Sky Sports in this country, in England, in the UK and Ireland, I believe. Overseas Lions fans in certain locations can stream the Sunday's game at the Den for £10. So that's the Millwall TV match passes that you can buy if you're abroad. You can watch them. So, if you are in any of these countries or pretending to be with a VPN, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Central African Republic, Christmas Island, Comoros, Jimmy, Faroe Islands, Germany, Ghana, Kenya, Kiribati, Luxembourg, Macau, Malta, Myanmar, Niger, Niue, Papua New Guinea, Pitcairn Islands if you're one of the 56 people on there, Sao Tome and Principe, Bonsoir, Tonga, Tuvalu, Zambia, Zimbabwe. So these are all the countries where you can buy a match pass. And obviously some countries it will, if your country hasn't been listed, probably means that there will be a live broadcast in your country, and they want you to watch that. So you can't buy a match pass. And in tomorrow's video I'll show you which channels have got this game on where you live. We're going to finish the video now with this. Another player out on loan. 6 now out on loan. 6 players out on loan. Carl Smith. He's joined Wildstone and Abdul Malik, but only on a 28-day loan, which is a youth loan. They can, it's like work experience. So Carl Smith has joined Wildstone FC on a 28-day youth loan. Smith, who can play in midfield and at right back, has captained Millwall's under-21s this season, proving himself a valuable part of the team that were crowned PDL national champions last season. Smith is the second Millwall youngster to join the National League side, following on from Abdul Malik, who made the switch last week and he played in that game the other day. Supporters will be able to keep up to date with the progress of Lions loanees throughout the 23-24 season in millwallfc.co.uk's Loan Watch feature. All the best, Carl. Yes, all the best indeed. Now, 2 Millwall players on loan at Wilson FC, so we'll see how they get on in Monday's Loan Watch. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.